All right, so the original chapel was built in 1803, and back then it was so small that it could only house 4 pews. Yeah, and the church was originally built by Captain John Butler Wilson, who was Anglican. He built it for his wife, who was Catholic. It was built so that she could have Catholic masses. And then when the captain died in 1823, this church was donated to the local congregation. And the head of that congregation was a guy named Father McKinney. He was the first ordained Catholic priest in this region. And he got this building built that you're standing in right now in 1828. Yeah. So these 3 feet thick walls, all this stone comes from the Fortress of Louisbourg. When the Fortress of Louisbourg was originally destroyed, they figured they may as well recycle the stone. It's very valuable stone, so you can imagine why. These 2 beams right here, you might notice that they're darker than the rest. That's because they are the original beams from the original church. The rest have been reconstructed to keep the place standing up. Yeah. If you look up, you'll notice one of the coolest little details about this church. The ceiling resembles the hull of a ship. And the reason why the ceiling resembles the hull of a ship is because there were no church builders in this town. There were no traditional church builders, but there were lots of ship builders. So they literally built the hull of a boat, turned it upside down, used it as a ceiling. I guess they figured if it was good enough for a boat, it's good enough for a church. So it's a really unique detail for this building. And then what happened? Sacred Heart Church was built to accommodate a larger congregation for all the Irish Catholics. And then this church was used as the parish hall for them. And if you decide to walk by Sacred Heart Church, you'll notice that one of the steeples on Sacred Heart is longer than the other. And the reason why was because one of the steeples was struck by lightning. And they didn't have enough money to rebuild the steeple all the way. So to this day, the steeples are very uneven. And then, because the Sydney steel plant was attracting so many immigrants from Lebanon, this church was given to them because there was a group of the Lebanese known as the Marianites who were devoted to Mother Mary. And then when the father of that congregation died, there was nobody who could replace him. So the Marianites moved out, and then this church was given to the Ancient Order of Hibernians. You can see their sign right up there. The Ancient Order of Hibernians. They're an Irish Catholic fraternal organization. They do charities and community events and things like that. Then they moved out, and this church was bought by my employer in 1966 to keep the heritage of Sydney alive. Yeah, there are no masses held here anymore. It's just a museum. There are weddings here sometimes. There was a wedding here 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. So it's still getting some use. We have a World War I exhibit going on right now. Sydney was very involved in World War I because we had a steel plant and we also had a harbor, so it was the logical thing to do. So you can take a look around at that. You're allowed to go upstairs as well. We have some artifacts up there. You're allowed to ring that bell if you want. Yeah. It's the market bell and the fire bell. Yeah. It was just a fire bell used in an old market house. The regulations were that when a fire broke out, a fireman ran to the station and rang the bell until a sufficient number of people gathered to put the fire out. Yeah. And there you have it. That's St. Patrick's Church Museum. The exhibit here changes every summer. Right now it's a World War I exhibit. So come back again. And we're always open in the summer times in Cape Breton. So we hope to see you.